Have you ever looked at a map and wondered, why is the South China Sea such a hotspot for tension? Why are so many countries, including Vietnam, locked in disputes over this vast stretch of ocean? Today, we're diving into a question that sparked decades of debate. Does Vietnam have a legal claim to the South China Sea? The answer isn't just about history, it's about international law, sovereignty, and national pride. To understand Vietnam's position, we need to go back, way back. Historical records from as early as the 17th century show that Vietnamese feudal dynasties, including the Nguyen lords, exercised control over the Paracel and Spratly Islands. Vietnamese sailors were sent on annual missions to the islands, not just for fishing, but also to map the area, salvage shipwrecks, and enforce authority. These missions were officially recorded and even taxed by the state, a strong sign of administrative control. Fast forward to the 20th century. During the French colonial period, France claimed the islands on Vietnam's behalf. Later, when the Republic of Vietnam, South Vietnam, existed, it continued to assert sovereignty over both the Paracel and Spratly Islands. South Vietnam even maintained a military presence on some of these islands. After 1975, the Socialist Republic of Vietnam inherited these claims and continued to assert them. So historically, Vietnam's claim isn't new. It's part of a long and consistent narrative. But history alone doesn't settle international disputes. That's where international law comes in. The key document here is the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, UNCLOS, signed in 1982. According to UNCLOS, coastal nations have a 200 nautical mile exclusive economic zone, EEZ, giving them special rights to marine resources. Vietnam, as a coastal state, naturally has an EEZ extending into parts of the South China Sea. Vietnam also argues that many features in the South China Sea, like rocks and reefs, cannot be claimed as full-fledged islands that generate their own EEZs. This is especially important when it comes to China's Nine-Dash Line, which stretches deep into waters that international law would otherwise recognize as Vietnam's EEZ. In 2016, the Permanent Court of Arbitration ruled in a case brought by the Philippines that China's expansive claims have no legal basis under international law. While Vietnam wasn't part of that case, the ruling indirectly supports its position. Legally speaking, Vietnam's claim is backed by a mix of historic title and modern international law. The country has consistently protested incursions, issued diplomatic notes, and participated in international forums to assert its rights. Vietnam also has oil and gas operations in disputed waters, reinforcing what's known as effective occupation in international law. Still, the situation is far from simple. China has dramatically expanded its presence through artificial island building and militarization. And while international rulings are powerful, they lack strong enforcement mechanisms. So the question becomes not just, does Vietnam have a legal claim? But also, will the international community recognize and support it? At the end of the day, this isn't just about rocks in the ocean. It's about sovereignty, livelihoods, and regional stability. Vietnam's claim is rooted in both centuries of historical activity and modern international legal frameworks. While challenges remain, one thing is clear: Vietnam is not backing down, and its voice is growing stronger in the global conversation. If you found this video insightful, don't just scroll away. Hit that subscribe button and join us as we explore more global issues with clarity and curiosity. Got questions or thoughts on this topic? Drop them in the comments. We'd love to hear what you think.